Welcome to the Noob-Proof God Guide for Odin, the All-Father of Norse mythology. I'll be going over his mechanics, his utilities, and what he brings to a team. I'll also cover his abilities and provide some tips that you'll be able to apply in your next match. Item builds and conquest specific strategies will be avoided as these tend to change quite frequently. Feel free to skip to any part of this video that fits your needs. Roll the intro. Odin is part of the warrior class. He deals physical damage and is typically seen in the solo lane, although he has seen past success in both jungle and support role as well. Possessing a leap, a health shield that explodes, a versatile spear with an attack speed aura buff, a stun, and a giant cage for his enemies, Odin's arsenal of endless bird bombs, cages, and spears make this god a menace in the front lines. Passive, Path to Valhalla. Odin is empowered as he escorts fallen warriors to Valhalla. Whenever any allied or enemy god dies on the battleground, Odin gains a short duration movement speed and power buff. This can stack up to 5 times. Ability number 1, Lunge. Odin leaps to his target location, doing damage to nearby enemies upon landing. Ability number 2, Raven Shout. Odin summons a shield on himself. When the shield expires, it explodes outward, dealing damage to nearby enemies based on how much health it has remaining. If the shield is at full health when it explodes, it deals an additional bonus damage. This ability will not expire while Odin is using Lunge and will immediately explode upon landing. Ability number 3, Gungnir's Might. Odin begins charging his spear, becoming immune to knockbacks. Every pulse damages and slows enemies in the area. When Odin releases Gungnir, it travels forward, damaging enemies and stopping at the first enemy god hit. Releasing the spear after the first pulse provides Odin and nearby allies with a short attack speed buff. The second pulse allows Gungnir to home onto enemy gods, while the third pulse allows Gungnir to stun. Ability number 4, the ultimate, Ring of Spears. Odin summons a ring of spears. Enemies in the ring cannot heal and have their power reduced. Odin is immune to slows and roots while inside his ring. A portion of the wall can be destroyed with 5 basic attacks. Enemies that leave through or over a wall are chased and struck by Gungnir, taking damage and becoming slowed for a short duration. Enemies that die within the ring of spears grant Odin a permanent physical power buff. This can stack up to 10 times. The following is based on years of personal experience. Every player has their own style and preferences, and that's alright. If you disagree with any of them, feel free to let us know. We try to keep an open mind, and we're always willing to learn to get better at the game that we love. Level up order. Odin's level up order is highly dependent on your matchup. His second ability, Raven Shout, increases its shield health and his bird bomb combo damage, giving him increased survivability and better wave clear. It also decreases its cooldown when points are added. His third ability, Gungnir's Might, is versatile for its utility but can be interrupted easily, increasing its damage when the points are added. His first ability, Lunge, increases damage and lowers its cooldown. Whenever possible, put points into the ultimate. That said, here's our recommended level up order. Tips. Tip number 1, Bird Bomb. Odin's signature combo is well known in the Smite community. The interaction between his first ability, Lunge, and his second ability, Raven Shout, allows them to stack on top of each other, increasing the damage of his landing by detonating his shield, causing an explosion of shrapnel. Tip number 2, Lunge. Although very tempting and often by reflex, many players tend to overuse the bird bomb combo when it is not necessary. This can lead to a shortage of mana when needed the most. The leap is very good on its own, whether you need to leap over obstacles, create distance, or shorten the distance between you and your target. Beware though, using your escape ability offensively does come with its own risk. Tip number 3, Raven Shout. The shield is also a quite powerful tool on its own. It can help tank damage during chaotic teamfights. This can often intimidate opponents who would expect a bird bomb or simply demotivate them from attacking you for a short duration, allowing you to move freely around the battlefield. Tip number 4, Gungnir's Might. Odin's third ability, Gungnir's Might, provides him with a variety of choices to deal with a situation. The anti-knockup on the channeling can be very practical to stay grounded. The slow on the pulses can help him landing any of the spears. The first pulse allows him to buff himself and nearby allies, allowing his team to clear camps or objectives quicker. While his third pulse enables him to stun opponents, which can open the door for a bird bomb combo or his allies to follow up. Tip number 5, Ring of Spears. Odin's ultimate ability, Ring of Spears, is a great zoning tool. It instantly spawns in obstacles for enemies to have to deal with. Whether it's for trapping opponents with no escapes, creating chaos in the middle of a teamfight, zoning enemies away from objectives, its anti-heal application, or simply getting a stack on his passive, the Odin Cage has many practicalities. Being on a short cooldown allows Odin to use it frequently and not hold back. Tip number 6, Countering Odin. Every character has a mechanic that cripples their performance. Odin is no exception. Characters with breath or multi-hit basic attacks will delete Odin's ultimate walls almost instantly. His second ability, Raven Shout, scales in damage based on how much damage you took, which is conditional and not highly effective during giant teamfights for its damage potential. His third ability has great utility, but can be interrupted rather easily by stuns and silences, as it does take a while to fully charge. We hope this video has proved useful and that you'll be able to apply what you've learned in your next match. If you've enjoyed the content, please let us know in the comments below. You can also follow us on Twitter or join the Cabbage Corp Discord down in the description below, where we share Smite knowledge and cabbages. Thank you for watching, and see you all on the battleground.